Spoilers and offensive content to come.
What are you going to do to me?
So much offensive content to come.
What are you going to do to me, Dave?
This is a look back.
All I know, you gave me a clue that this is a show I've seen before, and you're talking in a way that makes me think that I'm going to despise watching this again. I have no idea what this is.
So, this is hearkening back to those ancient years of the 90s.
Oh, no.
On a certain channel we have up here in Canada called YTV.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, we are going to do a look back at the past. Let me start the episode. Don't look at the screen yet.
Mm-hmm. Why are you doing this to me, Dave? Why are you doing this to me?
Unfortunately, it wasn't the YTV intro, which would have been even better.
Why are you doing this to me, Dave?
Episode 1 of Escaflowne.
Oh, I think I don't feel well.
I don't believe I'm going to say this, but I think the 90s intro was better. The YTV/Fox redone intro. You know, the one that we actually had?
Remember that scene where Vaughn's master, whatever, pulled out that giant sword and cleaved an enemy neck like in half?
Yep.
Yeah. I really want that sword right now.
I'm the one who's gonna get in trouble. Sorry.
Alright, let's have a little chat.
I had to finish up an essay.
First of all, I fucking hate you so
Wait,
much.
did the guys finish the rest?
Secondly, I was talking with a friend of the show, Kiki,
The next race is their
the other day
last.
about
Pretty sure
how in
he's
the original English dub for Card Captors, they tried to kind of edit together episodes where there's a lot of fluff. And for all the problems with that original English dub, sometimes that was the best move, because there was a lot of filler in Card Captors Sakura. However, they also tried to make Lee Sharon look like the main character of the show, which is unfortunate because he's a fantastic lead support, but the protagonist is Sakura, and that's how it should be in that story. Trying to make Lee Sharon the hero works to the show's detriment, and we got enough male heroes. The first episode that showed on Fox Kids of this show tried to do the same. They started on episode 2. They kind of did a quick recap of all the shit that happens here. However, I hate Hitomi, so much. So much. I despise the earth she walks on. I hate her stupid face. I want her to just be miserable
I know.
all the time. The worst person of the year all years. I just despise Hitomi. I can't stand Hitomi, and honestly, I can't stand anyone else in this stupid show either, but Hitomi is the worst. So I'm just gonna say that the Fox Kids first cut had the right idea, cutting this imbecile out. But fuck me, what are you doing to me, Dave? What are you doing to me?
Actually, I thought it would be neat to go back and check out a couple of shows that early animes that we saw back in the 90s, and see if they at all held up over the years.
Spoiler alert, this ain't one of them. However, I think it would be neat to cleft you in twain with a sword. Let's continue. Oh god, let's continue.
I haven't quite been able to break 13 seconds yet.
It's all in the way you come off the blocks.
Huh?
You've got to focus and give it everything you've got.
Everything I've got?
Mm-hmm. You'll do it.
This is the best advice. You gotta focus and give it everything you got. We just gotta go in there and score goals. We just gotta go out there and play well. The dark side is bad. A penny saved is a penny. Fuck you, Amano. Dipshit. Was this dub always this bad?
This is a reason for going back, actually. To see just how poorly they've aged.
Well, I argue that if something started poor and over time it's still poor, has it really aged poorly? It's more like it's aged consistently.
7. Pass out on purpose, you know.
Do you remember who the ultimate antagonist of this show is?
Yeah, wasn't it... Who was the scientist?
It was Sir Isaac Newton. The actual Sir Isaac Newton, who was revealed to have gone off to the other world and done crazy physics shit. And he's the ultimate antagonist.
Yep.
What are you doing, Dave?
Well, I would like to mention that we're not even halfway through the episode.
It's just that
Can't we just... Oh god, what is better than this but still really bad? I can't even think. I was gonna be like, can't we just watch more Steins Gate? But no, that's really shitty too.
Tommy,
Fuck you, Dave.
I know how you feel.
Yeah,
about him.
Fox had it right, skipping this whole episode.
If you don't,
There's a scene in Breaking Bad at the end of season 4 where a wheelchair-bound character who could not do anything except control the wheelchair and communicate through ringing a bell was being faced by his mortal enemy. I'm really oversimplifying it, but hang with me. Long story short, the main character, Walter White, and this wheelchair-bound former gangster's motives aligned, and Walter convinced him to turn himself into a suicide bomber to destroy their common enemy as kind of a last act of defiance. And when the wheelchair-bound guy's mortal nemesis, who the nemesis has the coolest name ever of Gustavo Fring, the wheelchair guy's Hector Salamanca, but that's a mouthful. When Gustavo Fring came to him one last time, Hector looked at him, which he had never done before. And then he looked at him and his eyes were closed and he looked like he was near tears, and then his eyes grew wide and angry. And it was the awesomest shot because with no words, he went from pathetic to horrifying in a second as he started tapping the bell to activate the bomb. It explodes. I wish I could replicate that look to show to you and then blow myself the fuck up.
Halfway.
Ding, 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 ding.
name anyway.
It's Vaughn.
911.
Where am I?
Yeah, hello. I'm being kept against my will in my asshole friend's basement. He's forcing me to watch the first episode of Vision of Escaflowne. Hello? Hello? Woo! We have the place surrounded.
This place. There's a
You
light
wish.
I do.
A dragon?
I wish I had super hot flame breath. You know what I would do with that super hot flame breath right now, Dave?
You try and charm me to dust.
Let's just try.
We'll be safe here.
Sorry, Amano, how do you know that exactly?
Are you a Shinto priest?
I don't think you can justify that claim.
I think the dragon's about to, call you on your statement there. You made it. You survived.
But at what cost?
He's going
So that was
to die.
episode 1 of Vision of Escaflowne.
Hey, Toby!
A real shitty show from the 90s that was shitty then and is shitty now. Not without some potential. But as much as I want more female protagonists in everything, I don't like Hitomi one fucking bit.
So-
and this is partly because of shit she does later that pisses me right the fuck off, and partly because she has kind of the passive protagonist role where everyone else does the fighting, and she's kind of... Her journey is more of an emotional and cheerleading one, which I don't like. I kind of want her to pick up a damn sword and fight too.
Well, and let's talk about that, because I will admit, I don't remember all that much on Escaflowne.
There's not much to remember.
I mean, from watching this first episode after all these years, yeah, the voice acting really was hit and miss. I mean, Hitomi she had lines that were good / okay, and a lot of it was really poorly done. It wasn't even just the line, just the way that the voice actor did it.
I don't need any woman to worry about. I guess you want a reward then.
She got better as the
Come to
show
my
went on.
castle. Just
Unfortunately, the
fun.
fiction somehow
Apologize
gets worse
for
from
involving
here.
you and your friends in my dragon slaying.
It's so
But
bad.
you didn't let
And
me
again,
say
this
it,
is
you know.
the final villain of this is Sir Isaac Newton. The Escaflowne OVA, which came out sometime later, would be a really cool reimagining of this, which fixed a lot of the problems.
Yes, it did.
Still wasn't stellar, but it was way more watchable than this, and thankfully not a whole series.
I do remember, because I actually own the OVA special edition of this one, and when we watched it back in the 90s, it was a decent OVA, or OAV.
Original video animation, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care, actually.
But yeah, this is not a show that has aged well. What the level of dubbing that I would put up then is definitely a lot more than I would put up with now before switching to Japanese with subtitles.
Well, they could redub this stellarly, and I'd still
Oh,
hate it.
they're doing that actually.
Why? What show isn't getting a dub because this shit?
They actually kickstarted
no.
to do
No.
a new dub to Escaflowne. This is what
No.
this is what brought Escaflowne up in my mind.
When will the government step in and stop Kickstarters like that?
And it was successful.
You just saw what I saw, right?
Yes, I did. So, how this experiment is going is we just watched episode 1. In a year or two, when they redo the dubbing, we will watch episode 2 with the new dub.
What? Why?
Because I'm curious, and sometimes
Then go watch it, asshole! You don't need me there!
I want you to suffer.
I don't want me to suffer!
Hey,
What happened?
you let me drive on this.
You know, I actually don't think I agreed to this. Come to think of it, I don't think I signed a paper or entered into some kind of verbal agreement.
Village of Arzak.
It took Escaflowne for you to bring this up.
I think I need to talk to a lawyer.
But after all these years, we can both agree that yeah, this show isn't great. This show isn't good.
The Ace of Serpents.
Yeah, and Hitomi gets more insufferable as the show goes on, and she's the protagonist. Now, I don't think the solution is to go make Vaughn the protagonist, because fuck that guy too. I think the solution would be not make Hitomi a shitty protagonist. But I mean...
I do remember she was the standard damsel in distress sort of fan.
But she was also irritating, because she's not a great person either. And maybe to the show's credit, they show that that there's no pure-hearted people. Everyone's a bit of a prick, including Hitomi. But she's a prick in real infuriating fucking ways later.
I remember that she was leading on a couple characters for like the entire series.
Now, I want to stress that there's this big thing men think women are leading them on when really they had no interest in them. That's not what we're talking about. Hitomi really is keeping like 4 different prospects going and hopeful only to shatter them later.
Yeah.
And
that much I remember, that she couldn't settle on Vaughn or the next guy or the next guy or the next guy. It was
and even that's not wrong. It's not wrong to be in love with multiple people.
No.
But how she handles herself
Yes.
in the show, I recall being distinctly scummy.
Yes.
And again, I'm a feminist. I have no issue with men getting their hearts broken. Fuck men. But Hitomi is not great.
And I mean,
And Escaflowne is not great either.
This was the sort of conversation I wanted after watching this.
Oh, here's the thing. For all my bitching and moaning, I knew we were going to get to this point, right? Yeah. But I hate you anyway. And if I'm trying to strangle you, but you keep me bound with these platinum chains, and I can't get out.
Well, as you know, the 90s was sort of the beginning of the anime explosion. So I have so much to go back to. So much.
Oh, man. Oh, this is gonna be fun. CarsandDaveAnimeReef.com is your home on the web for me, just melting into a puddle of shame.
Tune in next time when we watch Love Hina.
Oh, no!